And November is Lung Cancer Awareness Month. Smoking, it's a leading cause of lung cancer. And quitting smoking, it's not easy and it can take some time. So we're now here with UPMC health educator Shannon Mason to talk about the Great American Smokeout. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so tell us, what is the Great American Smokeout?
Oh, the Great American Smokeout occurs once a year. It's one of 3 tobacco cessation holidays that occurs that we celebrate on, it's the 3rd November. I'm sorry, it's in November, but it's the 3rd Thursday in November. We know the 4th Thursday is Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So it's the 3rd Thursday in November, and people all over the country come together and they quit for a day in honor of Great American Smokeout.
Hey, that's incredible. And it's so hard for someone to even quit for a day. Can you talk about the challenges that someone faces in preparing themselves for this day?
Challenges mostly start with the individual because it starts in their own mind. You know, they may have had past attempts that weren't successful, so they can kind of beat themselves up a little bit. So they are their worst enemy sometimes. And then you go external, you know, it's like, well, how am I going to do this? And usually that's where support comes in. Sometimes family and friends have seen them fail, so they almost in their mind's eye feel like how can I get them to help me this time?
Yeah, talk to us about the support. When you see a loved one or a friend or a colleague who's smoking a lot, you don't want to offend them, but how do you approach them in a way it's like, hey, I'm concerned. We need you to cut down. We need you to quit.
I like to say you get more bees with honey.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know, you gotta just be sweet, be kind. And that individual who was attempting to quit, just be gentle with them. Almost, you know, how can I help you?
Yeah.
You know, don't go in it with your own ideas of what's going to help that person to be successful. Ask them, say, how can I help you with this?
I love that. I love that. Talk to us about some of the ways and methods people can use to quit smoking.
Oh, there's plenty. Some people do the cold turkey thing, you know, and we don't shy away from it if that's what they feel is going to work for them. But there's so much out there now. There's apps on your phone. There's the Quit line, the 1-800-QUIT-NOW line. There's support. There's free support online. We have a free Facebook group, you know, that people can look us up and join, or they do have to answer a couple questions. And we also, I think, and there's medicine. There's medicine to help you quit. You know, you can talk to your healthcare provider. What medication will be best to help me in my quit efforts? You don't have to go at it alone, and you don't have to bite that leather strap.
Yeah, there are options.
There are options.
Yeah, we love that.
Yeah.
Talk to us more about just quitting smoking, the short-term risks and the long-term risks for someone who's doing it, because we've heard oftentimes that, hey, smoking's bad for your health, but what exactly is happening?
Well, when you think about tobacco use, just think about blood flow. Anything that has to do with blood flow can be interrupted. You know, if there's an occlusion in a blood vessel, then blood isn't passing through to that organ. So literally from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, there can be complications. What you're hoping is when someone quits, that there are decreasing risk factors over time. The longer you quit, the more those risk factors decrease for most.
Yeah, and what's the worst case scenario that you've seen?
Oh my, well, it can affect the heart, and of course all different types of cancers, hence Great American Smokeout, and all different types of cancers. We think lung, and this is also Lung Cancer Awareness Month, you know, so we want to be aware that yes, the lungs primarily take the toxins in, but then it seeds those toxins. There's over 56 cancer-causing toxins that's actually located in the tobacco smoke itself, and then there's over 7,000 chemicals that we have studied so far that we know that are actually in, that can destroy different parts of the body also.
And not only can it affect the person doing it, but can you talk about the effect it can have on the loved ones who are around them, young children who are around them?
Secondhand exposure is a real thing. And just like the primary smoker, anyone who you could be in a car back in the day, you grew up in the windows were rolled up no matter what the temperature was, and if you were in the vehicle, you were exposed to those toxins. So secondhand exposure is a real thing, and people who receive the toxins secondhand can also get the same complications as someone who is a primary smoker.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And there's been an increase in e-cigarette use and vaping use, especially among teenagers, those who are younger. Is it equally harmful, or is it better? How would you rate the degree?
Well, because that product has only been around since like 2007 here in the United States, the longitudinal studies don't exist yet. However, we have seen people with complications that aren't equally comparable, but it's a little less harm, but it doesn't mean that it's harmless.
Right.
So we want to make sure that that's aware. And the regulation is really loose with that too. There's over 460 brands of those devices on the market now. And there really isn't a gatekeeper. You know, so when you think about the Food and Drug Administration, some people go to these products sometimes to quit. It's not something that, as a tobacco treatment specialist, that I and we and others like me recommend. You know, there's medications, and that is not one of them.
I have a quick last question. I understand this day is also important to you on a personal note.
Most definitely.
That you have family members who have stopped smoking.
I do. And it's never too late.
Yeah.
It can extend your life. And I say I'm a strong proponent. If there's something that you really want to do, you got to fight for it. And this individual, my mother, you know, she did it on her own. I didn't help her. I've been in this line of work since 2008. She saw information, grabbed some. She asked me first, and I said, sure, but I knew what that meant. And sure enough, here today, she has been tobacco free. And it actually helped her in a health situation that she had not too long ago. Because if she was still a tobacco user, it could have been so much worse.
Congratulations to your mom.
Oh,
awesome. Shannon Mason, thank you so much for being here for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.